Thank you for inviting me to Asia Publishing Fellowship 2020. こんにちは。My name is Keita Hasegawa, working at Popular Publishing here in Tokyo, Japan. As a children's books editor, I've made books for kids of all ages. Picture books, non-fiction books, character-based books, novels, photo books, and now also I'm making different genres of books like these. And now I also work in the section of branding promotion, where I handle our characters license, Oshiritante or Kaiketsu and so on. We usually license out for making goods, toys, and sometimes organize events for readers or plan advertising as well. We are trying many ways of spreading the charms of these characters and monetizing them. I will introduce my company. Popular was founded as a children's books publisher and has been in business for over 70 years. Now there are 200 employees working and publish around 300 titles a year. We have many long-selling picture books and have many attractive characters. They are funny sometimes and always kind, gentle, and brave. We focus on educational content as well, and we also publish books and encyclopedias for school libraries. During this serious period, there are some hits in Japanese market. I will introduce 3 big titles. The first one is a brand new title by Haruki Murakami. This is a collection of short stories. Many bookstores put a lot of effort into their displays, as is often the case with his book. The second one is a comic series of Demon Slayers called Kimetsu no Yaiba. This comic series became really popular from kids to adults. Surprisingly, the first edition of the new book were published over 300 million copies and created a social phenomenon of sorts. We saw long lines in front of bookstores and the coronavirus pandemic. The last one is a fan book of Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a family game by Nintendo which was mega hit under lockdown. Everyone staying home wants to create their own town in the virtual and communicate online. I also enjoyed playing this game. On the release day, this book also made long lines. You might think Japanese people are too easygoing. I cannot deny you. Other than those mega hit books, some cooking recipe and the children's workbook were well sold. I was no exception to this trend. I bought these recipe books and these textbooks of Hangul and Chinese. In Japan, big cities like Tokyo was under state of emergency from April 10th to May 25th. For many publishers, sales activities for school libraries and bookstores were cancelled for a while, and editors had to work from their home. This is a temporary office for me. When it comes to bookstores, about 20% of all bookstores were closed during this period. Fortunately, however, publishing industry as a whole, sales were not greatly affected. Please look these figures. They show the sales in real bookstores compared to the previous year. Even in April, it was almost staying 100%, and from May to July, it had surpassed the sales of last year. So everyone was surprised by this sales, even though big store was closed. I think while staying home, many people prefer to read books to pass the time, and of course, it's also largely due to some of the big titles I just mentioned. Just like in your country, online bookstores sales have gone up enormously, almost 160% over the previous year. Now people don't feel any barriers to shop online, but at the same time, I think we are starting to realize how much more fun it is to encounter books in offline shops. Our publisher supported 2 bookstore funds. One of them was for online bookstores, and another one was for the independent bookstores in town. The latter project was set up to aid 98 small bookstores. Eventually, the total amount of support provided by 4,476 people reached almost $450,000. I think it might not be enough, but anyway, I guess they have made some progress. Let me introduce one of the founders in this project, book coordinator Shintaro Uchinuma. He already published these books which introduce the unique independent bookstores in Seoul and Taipei. He said on interviews like this, "People need a big bookshelf. It's a metaphor of being surrounded by books or living with people who love books." He concerned about only net shopping world in the future and then planned this fund. Last year, I introduced some Japanese reading campaign for you. Every summer, school children write an essay for these books someone selected. And last year of this fellowship, I said, children may want to read books of their own choosing, not books told to them by adults. And to my surprise, I heard that sales of these books this year are almost half. Of course, there are many factors such as shorter summer vacation, but I also think that with Corona, children has begun choosing books on their own. And now we publishers need to realize the importance of direct communication with readers or direct recommendation for readers both online and offline. Some publishers held several seminars for adults, or other publishers delivered reading picture book streaming for kids. And personally, I took an illustration course online. I think the positive aspect about online events is that they are easy to attend, easy to ask the teacher a question. Among these kind of events, online kindergarten service by Benesse was particularly awesome. This is for preschool children. It gave them daily routine content for free to help them stay at home if they were out of rhythm with life or they don't get enough exercise at home. The number of users exceeded 600,000 worldwide, only in 2 months. Thanks again for Co-ops to invite me this year. I'm glad to be able to help you in any way. So since I met you all in Seoul last year, the situation around the publishing industry has been changing rapidly. But this pandemic made me realize the potential of books. So books are not old-fashioned but very primitive type of entertainment even after Corona world. I believe as long as contents are appealing, so people will continue to choosing the books. I'm looking forward to the day when I can meet you all again in person. Thank you.